Alright, so here's a game that I did earlier today, and as you might be able to see, one of the people on the enemy team also belongs to my clan. And so I've never really played Battleship much before ranked. I've been playing in ranked for a while. And basically been trying to run the Yamato legendary mod grind while doing ranked, because, good experience. Now, I've tried to say hello to my supposed clan member gone traitor for this game, and there's no response, so clearly he, some rivalry here maybe? I don't know. I don't like sitting in the back as a battleship. I'm gonna get up in their face, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. It doesn't help the team win by sitting way in the back, and it really gets you nowhere in the long run, except for maybe you get to save a star. Maybe. Like I said, you're not helping the team win by standing in the back. It's really not getting you anywhere. I do admit that sometimes I like to kind of hang back at the start so I don't rush in right off the bat. I'll try to talk you through some of my logic here. I loaded in a little bit late, so the action's already somewhat underway, so I don't really have to wait around too much. And I can go to the left, but that little area over there is kind of a death trap, and there's plenty of people going over there, so I decide that I'm going to go ahead and follow the Montana over here to help him out, and, maybe try to catch the enemy's flank over here. So we're going to go do that. Now, I will say that a lot of times I will switch between HE and AP. Some people say I play a little too much HE on Yamato, but it just depends on the angle, and I'll look at angling and try to decide what I'm going to use next. If I think for any reason AP won't work the next round, I will switch to HE for safe precautions. Right now I'm just trying to assess the situation and make my course work with it. This Montana is about to get into serious trouble between the Yamato and I think it's a Hindenburg. I might be wrong on that one. And I'm coming around trying to play catch up. I'm a little worried because I don't know how outgunned we might be over here. So I'm just starting to peek around this mountain, island, whatever you want to call it, and to see what's going to happen. And as you can see, there's the Montana taking some fire from different locations, and there's our Montana, who's trying to punish that Yamato. And yep, it was a Moskva over there who's trying to pop in and focus down the Montana. And at this time, I wonder if it was a really good idea to go this way. That Montana is doing a nice job at messing that Yamato up, though. So I start to think maybe that this will work out for me, and I decide to go ahead and start to commit to this fight. The first round did disable a few things, but I'm still kind of being cautious. The Montana's in pretty deep. He's about half health right now, and he ends up dying, unfortunately. And I start to fire HE at Yamato because he's angled pretty well, and I'm not familiar enough with Yamato's armor scheme to know where its AP sweet spots are. Our Montana, as I mentioned, is going to not make it very much longer. I'm still very bouncy as a mouse, so I apologize for that. It's all at the heat of the moment. Here you can see I take another shot at Yamato just as the Montana dies. Now at this point, I'm a little worried about that Moskva over there. Worried that it will be able to mess me up somehow, but I've already made my decision. I am going to finish off that Yamato and avenge my friend who has now sunk over here, and guess what? I do. Now I have to take care of that Moskva, and as you notice in chat, I even tell them that one was for you. It's always good to try to bring up your teammates, because screaming at them and being a toxic asshole usually just makes them perform worse. I come over here and I'm just hoping I don't get detected by someone from over this direction. That would be not good given my angle. I'm still fishing over here for the Moskva though. I know he's probably got to be around here. And I just am pretty sure that I can catch him. I need to take him out before he can end up trying to get the jump on somebody else. I am being cautious too, but there you see my clanmate getting mad at his enemy team. And already starting to pick up my secondaries on Moskva. Yamato actually has pretty good range secondaries. I'm not built for that, mind you. Have AP loaded up on for this Moskva. And, you know, I should definitely have this, but at the time I was a little worried that somehow I wouldn't make it out. Now, I'm going to back out of the first person view here a little bit. Well, we can kind of watch this dogfight. So, like, when I play Battleship, I have no problem ramming people. I don't usually have, and see, there's my ally I quote unquote avenged, and he's asking if I have a ram flag, which I don't. Not really worried about it because I think I have enough health on Yamato to make mincemeat of that Moskva, and we do have 2 healing buffs, so I'm not too worried about it. But instead of ramming, we end up getting to a knife fight here. And that probably really ended up well for me, because even though I have 2 people aiming at me right now, well, 1 now, and Hydro, I guess, starting to fight this Moskva, and I'm actually kind of messing him up pretty good, but he's doing a number on me as well. Fortunately, he's in the crossfire here from, I don't know, the Minotaur, but, you know, 2 citadels, and he shoves off. Now I have to try not to beat myself here. And there's my teammate I avenged cheering me on. That was there's me saying that one was also for you. But like I said, I wasn't too worried about him ramming me. I would have already had 2 kills, and that would have done just fine. Kind of planning my next move here as I get out of this area. Trying to figure out the right angle to actually get past those islands. And kind of taunting my ally in the enemies in the friendly chat. There we start to pick up speed, and I see the enemy Montana there, and guess what? He's a sharp broadside to me now, isn't he? I let a round pop at him, and looks good, but I get nothing out of it. So I'm letting my other guns pull together now, and sure enough, he's almost dead, so I give him another pop at him, and there it is, another citadel. I just end up farming them and actually end up doing the directive for citadels and fires this match. And it's funny that he says that, because every video I have playing Yamato, I always say Yamato and something with the word big, like go big or go home, or too big to fail. And so this is where I really start to go into them. So that's my thing for Yamato. Go big, go home. You know, don't play the biggest guns if you're not gonna make the biggest. Try to make the biggest plays anyway. So here's the death battle between me and someone from my clan member, and I'm you know, I take a shot, and then I load HE because I figure he's angled in on me, so it's not gonna help too much to like try to pop AP at his broadside. And yeah, I know as Yamato, supposedly I can do that, but he's a Kreml, you know, got pretty good bow armor. So for now, I'm just gonna be a-okay with taking some HE shots at him. And already I'm contemplating about ramming him again, but I'm just gonna see what he does. Sure enough, he ends up taking broads to me. He hasn't recognized that I'm his clanmate, and he never does. Yeah, they're wanting me to do secondaries versus the Kremlin. I'm not playing that game. I'm just gonna go for the kill. I pop him with another round of HE and switch to AP rounds, and I keep backing up so I can see where my ship is sailing and I don't end up beating myself, which I believe I almost do a couple times during this, but I don't know. And got all my secondaries on him. I think I have the sweet spot for AP, and there's a high caliber right now, and yep, and 2 more citadels on him, because why not? Now we end up both giving each other broadside here, and I'm a little worried he'll pop me, but you know, I keep trying to continually make myself angled on him, and try to move in a slightly better position. Now I have AP loaded here, so I try to aim for his gun turrets, stuff like that, but end up missing kind of, and I see him moving broadside again, but I've already started to switch to HE to try to pop another fire onto him. And I'm kind of waiting to see what my play here is now. Right now it's just the 2 of us, and like I said, I would have been okay for Ram. Try to pop at his gun turrets again. And this is where I go in for the kill. And I'm back to full health thanks to our 2 healing buffs. And he ends up beating himself, I think, here. Like I said, I have AP loaded. It's almost off cooldown. I'm trying to make sure that I have the salvo here and get 1 citadel, but he's not quite dead. I'm still very much okay with ramming, as you can see. But instead of doing so, I end up popping him with my rear turret. And bap! And that's what happened.